Good Motivational Monday morning, ladies and gentlemen. Anger is not the way of the Jedi. In this video, I'm going to be giving you 3 techniques, 3 proven ways that you can start overcoming and controlling your anger today, coming up. But first things first, ladies and gentlemen, if you're new here, and if we're just meeting, I am Chase Corrington, and this is the Chase Corrington YouTube channel, where we seek to achieve and maintain happiness through enlightenment, where we seek to discover the hidden mysteries of our reality, ladies and gentlemen. And overcoming anger is, I think, one of the most important things when it comes to finding happiness. Really getting to a place of peace and happiness in life is overcoming the opposite of peace and happiness, which is anger, sadness, depression, and all of these things. So in this video, we're going to go into 3 techniques, 3 proven ways that you can use to overcome anger and start controlling your anger like a Jedi, like a master, like a mystical master of the ages, ladies and gentlemen. And so I typed on YouTube this morning, I typed in the search bar, anger. And what comes up is this video that says, at least for me what came up is, anger is not the way of the Jedi. And it's this video of these 2 guys, they're just fighting with homemade lightsabers in their front yard. And one of the gentlemen is more heavy set, and he says, anger is not the way of the Jedi, and he falls over at the end, and it's really funny, and I'm sure that's why the video went viral. But ladies and gentlemen, this doesn't help anybody. And I'm here to help people seek to achieve and maintain happiness through enlightenment, through philosophy, through spirituality, through positive psychology, through all of these ways, ladies and gentlemen. So let's dive right in to the 3 techniques that you can use to start controlling your anger like a Jedi today. Step 1. So imagine yourself in the moment. Imagine yourself at work or at home, and you're trying to get stuff done, you're doing things, and things aren't working right, and you're frustrated, and you're getting angry. Step 1, technique number 1, ladies and gentlemen, breathing exercises. And so how do we do this when we're in the moment, when we're frustrated, when we're angry? Take a deep breath. Start to realize, because you'll realize when you are angry, when you are frustrated, that our breathing is erratic. It's intense. It's uncontrolled. And so our breathing will be very intense, and we'll be breathing up in the higher part of our chest. We're breathing up here. And when you do that, ladies and gentlemen, it sends signals to your brain that tells your body that you're in an unsafe situation, which causes your brain to release chemicals that put more adrenaline, more chemicals in our brain and our body that's going to continue to increase the anger. And if we breathe deeply and control our breathing, calm breathing, it sends signals to our mind that we're in a safe environment, which will then send, our mind will then send chemicals to the rest of our body and our mind, causing us to be in a more relaxed, peaceful state. And this comes from our ancestors, thousands and thousands of years of living in the savannah, living in the bush. We evolved, our minds and our chemical makeup evolved to know, based on our rate of breathing, whether we are in a whether we are in a safe environment or a dangerous environment. And so then, whether or not you're in a safe situation or a dangerous situation, your mind will send different chemicals to your body that has a physical reaction. Ladies and gentlemen, so step 1 to overcoming and controlling your anger is breathing exercises, controlled breathing. Take deep, even breaths. And this will have a huge impact, ladies and gentlemen. Step number 2, technique number 2. After breathing exercises, technique number 2 to overcoming and controlling your anger is break your posture. So once again, imagine yourself in the moment. You're at work or you're at home and you're hustling, you're frustrated, you're trying to get things done and things aren't going right. You know, they're not fitting in. We don't have enough time. Start breathing, take deep breaths, and then number 2 is break your posture. Because we'll notice in the moment when we're intense and we're frustrated, our muscles are contracted and we're very stiff. And our posture is very stiff and rigid and intense. And this is amazing what this can do for controlling and overcoming anger, ladies and gentlemen. So when you find yourself getting frustrated, flustered, angry, all of these things, stop real quick and take a couple deep breaths. Control your breathing and realize that your breathing is uncontrolled when you're angry, and then control your breathing. And then 2, break your posture, get loose, relax the muscles, and just kind of lean back against something. And take a few deep breaths. Even if you're still pissed off, do these physical practices, and it will have chemical and physical effects on your body, ladies and gentlemen, and your mental state. And so this is it's when it comes to finding happiness in life, this is so important, how we can overcome anger, ladies and gentlemen. If you're getting value from this content, if these things are something that you use in your life, consider subscribing. Smash the like button. Smash the like button. Smash all the buttons, ladies and gentlemen. And leave a comment and let me know if breathing exercises and relaxing your muscles for a few moments is something that has helped you in the past for overcoming and controlling your anger. Now, step number 3 for overcoming and controlling your anger like a Jedi, ladies and gentlemen, is asking yourself the question, will it matter a year from now? And what this does practically is allows us to realize in the moment that we are attaching ourselves to an expectation or an outcome, an expected outcome. And this is so important. This is so powerful. This is so key to get for becoming enlightened, becoming peaceful, and finding and creating true happiness in your life, ladies and gentlemen, is asking yourself the question, will it matter a year from now? And disassociate and unattach from now and any expected outcome. Disassociate and unattach from any expectations. Because expectations and attachment to outcomes is the number one thing that causes anger, the number one thing that causes stress, the number one thing that causes depression, that causes fear, that causes any form of unrest in our lives, ladies and gentlemen, are the attachments to expectations and expected outcomes, the way that we want it to be. And when we realize that we don't have to be attached to the way we want it to be, and we have control in the moment, when we realize, what this does is when we ask ourselves, will it matter a year from now, it practically puts ourselves in a state of disassociating and unattaching from now and any expected outcome. So once again, back in the moment, you're at work, you're flustered, you're trying to get things done, you're going fast, it's not working right, things are falling over, you're running out of time. Realize that none of it's gonna matter a year from then, or maybe even 10 minutes later. None of it's gonna matter. It's just daily stuff. These are the things that, it's just daily, whatever needs to be done, and it's okay. The only thing that makes it angry and upsetting is our attachment to an expected outcome in the moment. So we're in the moment, we're pissed off, we're frustrated, forcing things around, our breathing's high up here in the top of our chest, and our posture is tense and we're tight. What we want to do is stop. Realize you're angry, becoming the witness. I'm going to talk about this in the future. So key for finding happiness in life. It's becoming the witness. So stop. Witness yourself and realize that you are angry. You are allowing an uncontrolled breathing and you are tense in your muscles. Realize, become the witness what's going on so you can stop yourself. That's key. Realizing and stopping yourself should be number one. And then breathe deeply. Control your breathing. Break your posture, lean back and relax for just a sec. And then ask yourself the question, will this matter a year from now? Will this matter 10 years from now? Will this matter 20 minutes from now? And how can I disassociate and unattach from any of my expected outcomes or expectations of the way this should be? Take a deep breath on that thought, and I guarantee you, ladies and gentlemen, even if you're still frustrated, doing these acts will push you in the right direction. This will cause a physical, mental, emotional reaction, ladies and gentlemen. If you get value from this content, consider subscribing. And we're going to dive into right now why sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Had a little distraction. We're going to move into right now why it is so hard. So why is it so hard? Because that's one of the things, ladies and gentlemen. Why is it so hard to do this if these steps are simple? And, all we have to do is just breathe. All we have to do is breathe, ladies and gentlemen, and break posture, relax our muscles, and remind ourselves to disassociate and unattach from the outcome. Then we start realizing that these are simple steps, but it's still so hard to do. And you're thinking to yourself, all right, whatever, you tell me these things. And so the reason it's so hard, ladies and gentlemen, is because of our neural pathways. Is because we have to rewire the program by our repeated activities in life that create habitual behaviors. And so habitual behavior creates habitual behavior, ladies and gentlemen. Neural pathways, when we do an activity in our life, we create a pathway in our mind. When we do the activity again, we create a connection of that pathway, a neuroplasticity, it's known as. We begin to concrete in our subconscious ways of acting and ways of reacting to situations. And so what we need to begin to do is rewire these subconscious programs, these neural pathways, by consciously choosing our repeated activities to create the correct habitual behaviors that lead to happiness instead of anger and frustration, ladies and gentlemen. Because right now, I guarantee when we get pissed off, the last thing we're accidentally doing is becoming the witness, doing controlled breathing exercises and relaxing our muscles and breaking posture and reminding ourselves to disassociate and unattach from an expected outcome. These are just not normal reactions to anger and frustration. So why, again, is it so simple but so hard to do? Is because it takes so long to reprogram ourselves, ladies and gentlemen. It takes so long, but what we have to do, it takes over a year of reprogramming. And what we have to do is start creating new neural nets, creating these new pathways. A simple example of this is, you drive the same way home every day. And all you have to do to literally change your entire life, to rewire and create a new neural pathway, is drive a different direction. Take one different turn. Make one different decision. Control one different thought, ladies and gentlemen, and that's how you can change your life. And that's how I've been changing my life. And it works and it's powerful. So why, again, is this so simple but so hard to do? Is because it takes, in my estimation, over a year. It could take shorter time if you put more energy, effort, and practice into this, or it could take 20 lifetimes. But my estimation is it takes over a year of reprogramming and creating new neural nets, new neural pathways that will lead to preferred automatic reactions. So what we're wanting here is when we get frustrated, when we get pissed off in the moment, we want to realize we're mad, take a deep breath, break our posture, relax our muscles, ask yourself the question, will this matter a year from now? Can I disassociate and unattach from any expected outcome? And do this over and over every time you get frustrated, and you will begin to create, you'll not only break the old neural pathways, where you go punch a wall, you start cussing, and you start doing the things, you start breathing more intensely, you start doing the opposite of what we need to do. We need to start creating new neural pathways by making the three choices, these three techniques of how to overcome and defeat our anger. Create new neural pathways, rewiring the programs by the preferred repeated activities, creating preferred habitual behaviors. Now, the secret to this, ladies and gentlemen, is not only doing it long enough and continuously enough to create the new neural pathways to where these actions are not only by choice, but they are automatic and they are preferred. And so it comes down in the beginning to conscious living, conscious acting by choice versus unconscious automatic reacting. So do you want to consciously create peace, happiness, joy, abundance, all the things that we want in our life? Do we want to do that consciously and by choice? Or do we want to unconsciously, automatic react and create anger, frustration, more depression, more sadness, more anxiety in our lives? And a way to trick it, ladies and gentlemen, is speak the emotion. So no matter if you're pissed off or frustrated or throwing things, just say that, I'm okay. I feel happy. I'm going to be fine. Just kind of speak those things out, and it will begin to build in your life, ladies and gentlemen. If you get value from the content, consider subscribing. This is the Chase Corrington YouTube channel. We're coming every Monday, bringing you Motivational Mondays. And here at this channel, we seek to achieve and maintain happiness through enlightenment. We seek to discover the hidden mysteries of our reality and the hidden wisdom of the ages. Be sure to smash the like button, leave a comment, let me know where you watched from. Let me know if these techniques are techniques that you use in your life, and if they're techniques that can help people change lives for the better. Until next Monday, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be back with more interesting topics to throw your way.